Hey everybody, JB back with you once again, and welcome to Let's Play Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. We have finished the first half of the trial, first day of trial I should say, for Iris here, and one interesting detail came up that is the center of attention right now, and that has to do with this snowmobile at the Hazakura Temple that seems to have been used around or after the time of the murder. And given all the accounts we've been hearing so far, it seems like what we've seen is impossible. So now we gotta figure out what exactly Iris did, how the snowmobile was used, who used it, and when everything happened. In the meantime, we're going to be working on calling Larry Butts to the stand, because as we saw at the end of the first day of investigation, he apparently saw something really amazing. So let's find out more about what that's going to entail. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm not really sure what to say. Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are two things which I need to ask you before we reconvene. Alright, I'll help you any way I can. First, about that night. You really didn't go to the Inner Temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying. Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in Hazakura Temple. Very well. The second thing, then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile? There is only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me. So it was you. But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. Whoa! Oh my. 5 psycho locks. Iris, I can't tell you about that yet. Oh. Iris, your life is on the line here. What is so important here that you can't tell us? Yet? Not until her safety is confirmed. Her safety? Who are you talking about? Her? The safety of the Acolyte. Oh, Maya. The Acolyte, huh? She must be talking about Maya. So, why does that tie into this? I mean, other than the fact that Maya's presumably over on the other side. Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Donim? No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life. As I thought, no psycho locks. Very well. It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. Alright. I'm nervous. Why is she concerned so much about Maya? I'm curious about why she could think Maya's in danger. I feel like there's something more to that. Court will now reconvene. Miss Von Karma, where is the witness? During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery. Suspicious behavior? He was sketching something very intensely. Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained? He drew a terrifying woman, armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip. Wow, I wonder who that could be. I can only presume that his intention was to capture you. Ah! Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Boris Donim, I hope you're ready. Get in here. It would seem that whip is going to see plenty more use today. Yeah, especially if Larry is his usual self, I assume. Still smiling. Oh, whoa, that didn't last long. Ouch! Your sketch is in contempt of this court. Hey, I was just artistically rendering. Ouch! You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct? Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist, training out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, to use the technical term for the color, viridian. Larry, this isn't an art store now, is it? I know, I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it? Working in the fields? I presume you wanted to say field work. I hope. That's it. Thanks, buddy. It's kind of sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. Oh no. So see, I've got nothing to do with this trial. At all. I expect all of your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red! Or to use the technical term, Crimson Lake. Ouch! Ow, 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 ouch! 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 Stop your pathetic blabbing and testify like a man. Refrain from whipping me, Miss Von Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Witness, that was all your fault. Testify now! Wah! This is too much for me. What I saw. I was at that lodge out in the mountains, looking up at the stars that night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. He stuttered there. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I edgy? Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony. I'm just a nobody, nothing but a small, worthless man, aren't I? And why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation, or anything else? Yeah, I was wondering about that too. Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex. He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. Yeah, that's right, I'm behind everything, every case. I don't know if I'd be saying that, Larry. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy. Well then, let us proceed with the cross-examination. With no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details at a later time. Other details? I'm curious about the snowmobile.
Hold it!
Larry, you really didn't see it? Hey, no need to hit your desk. I can hear you. I didn't see it. I didn't see a snowmobile. Larry, say snowmobile for me, please. Snowmobile. If you truly have nothing to hide, then why are you stammering like you just flew over a cuckoo's nest? Shut up! Whoa, what is this? I don't know. Don't ask me. It seems I'll need to start from a more obvious contradiction. I'm going to strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans.
Hold it!
I'm gonna talk about this here. You didn't meet anyone? That's right, because I've got nothing to do with this. And I'm just here to buy some Viridian paint, okay? Come on, I expect to see those Crimson Lake faces, now! I think your face is the only one that's going to be Crimson Lake, buddy. It would appear that simply pressing him isn't going to be enough, Mr. Edgeworth. Indeed. It seems that he's going to claim to have nothing to do with this to the end. I don't want this guy to cost us any more time. I need to slice through his obvious contradictions and keep things moving along. Oh, that was the end of the testimony. So, hang on a second. Let's look at the map, just to refresh our memory here. So he was here at Heavenly Hall, the lodge, right? Do we know... Okay. We know that he wanted to meet Iris. I don't know if we're supposed to present this, because this isn't... Like, we don't have Larry's name tied to this, like, officially, right? So... I don't know if that's really the... Okay, so this photo of Elise, where is this taken? There's like a castle in the background. I'm wondering if Larry was the one who took the snowmobile. At any rate... I mean, this doesn't really prove that he wouldn't have seen the snowmobile. I'm just gonna press everything at this point. Whatever is the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? This one single statement is so full of contradictions. For a moment there, I thought I was going to collapse. So, witness, any ideas to where these contradictions in your testimony lie? Depending on your answer, I may stay my VIP. Okay, give me a minute. Well, it was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. That rundown shack is hardly a lodge, is it? And even if the stars could be seen, it isn't like I was there to look at them, right? See, you can do it if you try. Hehehe. Ouch! There is only one issue here, but you saw a dusky bridge. Okay, that didn't really do anything. A number of times? How many? Maybe 5 times? I went once every 20 minutes, which means you spent almost 2 hours at Heavenly Hall that night. You bet! Real love is about waiting with your heart in your hands. Love, you say? It was this man's intention to summon the defendant to the small shack, using this blackmail letter. Blackmail? No, that was simply a product of overflowing love. Ah! You huffy, puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whimpering, whining fuss of a witness. So, what did you see? I hope for your sake you saw a snowmobile. You huffy, puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whimpering, whining fuss of a witness, eh? Well, you see, being called those names doesn't seem to bother him at all. Okay. Does this do anything new now? I don't know if... Okay. Okay, no. Nothing there. So we already did that. So I think we need to... We need to present something. I don't know what it is, though. I don't think it's this, because we showed this blackmail letter during that scene a minute ago there. La 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 la. I've still come back to this, but this doesn't really make any sense here. I feel like it's the tracks photo, but I'm gonna look up the answer here. Let's see. Oh. We need to present Phoenix's profile on the 4th statement. Because we saw Larry. I forgot. That's right, of course, we as Phoenix would have seen Larry that night. We met him. Larry Butts. I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic and you cause all sorts of trouble. I'm sorry. But, having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction. Edgy, are you trying to console me? It certainly doesn't sound that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create. Wow, you're totally pinning this on me. Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts! That's right! Me in the flesh. Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change. But what do you want me to do, then? Larry, what you need to change is your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue, is all I need from you. I thought it was going to be something more deep than that as far as the contradiction. Edgy, I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure this will go especially well. Larry, I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder? Alright, once more. What I saw, part 2. I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out the window, and Dusky Bridge was on fire! There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran to Nick. I feel like the time of that is not correct. You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you? So, what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire? It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. It totally burned out. Like, almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall. What did you say? Oh, don't worry. It's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold. I never know with that man if he should be called lucky or unlucky. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination. Was Francisca concerned about us there? I think she was. Alright. Let me check this real quick. I'm pretty sure this weather report said lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45. No? I was so sure about that. I'm really worried now. Let me just see. Okay. I need to press on this, apparently.
Hold it!
You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that? The lightning fell, and then the bridge caught on fire. Maybe around 5 minutes? I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out. How far is this small shack you were in from the bridge? Hold on. Well, it had pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk? And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there? Like I'd recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids make during camping trips can compare. Well, should I press him for a little more info? I'm gonna say this. Larry, let me ask you one thing. What is it, Edgy? What's with the serious face? Why didn't you call anyone? Huh? What do you mean? Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try and tell someone. There's a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct? Well, of course I thought of doing that. So then, let's hear why you didn't. Huh? Oh, yeah, okay. Reason. My reason. It isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone, I just didn't have time to, okay? I arrived at the bridge, and Nick showed up less than a minute later. Okay, I'm gonna press this. You claim to have arrived at the bridge at the same time as Wright? Yeah! I thought I'd better tell someone about this. But then Nick came up yelling about murder. It totally made me forget about the bridge. The fire was pretty much out by then, anyway. What's this feeling? I suddenly have a terrible case of unease. It was after contacting the police that Phoenix Wright fell from the bridge, correct? Yeah, that's pretty much it, more or less. He told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's still something that doesn't quite fit. It looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth. Was this new? I can't remember. I'm gonna see what happens when we go with the other question. I don't know if we have to do both or what, but... Why did you go to the bridge? So you suddenly thought to check out the bridge? Does this mean that you initially had no intention of doing so? Well, yeah, I guess it does. It was really cold. I didn't really want to go out there. You were willing to go out there for Iris. If that's the case, why did you change your mind? I would like to hear your reasoning. In which case, please give testimony to that effect, witness. My reasoning. Okay, reasoning, is it? Alright. I thought I'd never get another chance to see something so big burning. Oh, this is a different final statement. Oh. So you decided to go and see what was happening? That's right, we're talking about a massive suspension bridge burning to high heaven. That's not something you see every day. A real it's like really special. Can we really trust a witness who's unable to pronounce spectacle? Life seems to love hitting this poor witness below the belt. Well, my motto is to hit life back as hard as I can. I'll give you a few hits too if you'd like, with my whip. You told me about the bro. It's interesting how you have, like, different final statements here. That's kind of weird. I mean, I don't see what this accomplished. Hang on, I'm just gonna look at this weather report again here. Okay. So, lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45. And then it says around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out, which means that there's a 15-minute window between the supposed time of the murder at 11 and the bridge going out. Right? I feel like we need to add the other statements to the testimony again. I don't know if that's correct, but I'm gonna... Because I think the other statement had an opportunity to present that as a contradictory piece of evidence if we were saying that Nick arrived like a minute later. I'm hoping this is correct. I'm gonna look it up right before we do it. Alright. I arrived at the bridge. If we're going with the idea that it's 5 minutes to get to the bridge, and he went there around 10:30 or 10:45, then that definitely does not line up. Yep, okay, this is correct. Okay, good. There we go. Your very existence being a contradiction. I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not. What the hey, Edgy? You make me sound like some sort of alien. But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time. I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. We know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? Terrible at those. This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what had happened. Is this correct? Yeah! Well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less. I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge, meaning you probably got there at around 11 p.m. That all sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act. That is impossible. What do you mean? 11 p.m. is when the murder occurred at Hasakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there in the courtyard. There's no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time. Excuse me. I have an objection. You do? Edgy, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry. I'm Maurice Donim. It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 o'clock p.m. The sister only said around 11. In which case, it could have been earlier than that. Watch your footing there, Miss Francisca von Karma. The slope ahead is slippery, for there is still no way Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m. And why not? It is clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m. Which means... what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until after the flames had died down. I don't know, they're still going there. I mean, maybe they're not as bad as they initially were. Larry. You arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m., but Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you to stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now then, what happened during those missing 15 minutes? I feel like I just got brutally woken up by toilet splashback. That's a really weird thing to reference, but okay. I guess I was still sleeping after all. Haha, pinch me. Order! So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix Fright. I hardly see that as much of a problem. Yeah, not much of a problem at all. Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes, and there is a phone right next to it. Why, then, did you not report the accident? Yes, witness, why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn? And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty. That's what it sounds like. Ah, but this is Larry we're talking about, and even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction. Was it this something amazing that he was seeing? Edgy. I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude. Yes, that's what we've been wanting the whole time. Just as I thought, you've been playing with us all this time. Listen, I'm going to tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all? Yes, we are. I'm sure we want to hear it all. Yes. I may really say it this time, everything. Then say it. Very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this. However, let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness? The missing 15 minutes. I'm a donim. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. Don't say the word whip in here, Larry. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly onto the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out, and then he came running up. I suppose artists can be strange folk. That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch. Including the truth from the sound of it. Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts? Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains. And what would that be? This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him. Ha ha ha. You'll regret this, Edgy. Was that a sort of thready thing?
Hold it!
We're just gonna press here. Tell us, Larry. My name is Laurice. Get it right. Mistakes like that are what keep you from being popular with the ladies like I am. I don't think you're one to lecture us about that. Just who exactly are you? I'm Laurice Jordonim, a princess extraordinaire. That's what he calls himself in any case. Then you are an artist? Of course, I'm an artist. The real thing. Yeah, look at my orange hat thing. Yet again, that's what he calls himself. Names mean nothing. There is only one issue I care to discuss. What were you doing? That is a very big issue indeed.
Hold it!
Sketching the burning bridge? The burning bridge and everything that came with it. What came with it? Yeah, I'm really curious about that. You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You'll regret this. That sketch of mine is... Gah! Enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. That does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth. What should I do? I've got a terrible feeling that the instant this sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted there. I don't think we have a choice. Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch. Please? Well, well. Even I couldn't have imagined it'd turn out like this. Imagined what? That Maurice Donim's debut would take place here today, like this. Ouch! Show it, now! Okay, but steel yourselves. This is the world of Maurice Donim. And what in the world is that in the middle there? Ah! Well... So this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Karma? Yes, Vel. It's a better drawing than I expected. And it still looks like something a 6th grader would have drawn. Isn't it? Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames. I really did. Yes, I'm sure you did. This is going to get ugly. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry. What? The burning bridge is fine. But what is that unfortunate-looking figure? Ah, you spotted that? I thought you might. However much I might want to ignore it, I can't. It's Iris, of course! Iris! I wish she'd take better care of herself. We have to plan for her future, you know? What would have happened to her if she had injured herself flying like that? Not only flying like that, but on fire like that. Larry, please. Answer this next question honestly. Okay. Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames? Yup, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist. A real artist. Are you? Hi! The girl, she's really high up in this picture. I think Larry is high. In a different sort of way. Wow! What was that for? This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you in the cheek to test that theory. Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly. Well, we were entertaining the idea when we were doing the circus case in the previous game. Actually, there is some precedent for this. Uh-oh. Is she going to bring that up? She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge, at least. It was really something to see. This has to be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to earth. What? Me? This witness is your friend, is he not? Accessory to foolishness. Miles Edgeworth. I don't think that's a crime, Francisca. Let us get back to the cross-examination, by force if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here. Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron. Well, what do you think of my debut piece? Get the thing away from me! Larry's sketch added to the record. Horrible sketch of what he saw the night of the crime. Now, hurry up and cross-examine him! Alright, oh, this is a new statement. Let's press on this. Just where did you see the sight from? Also, she would not have been wearing a hood. Hey, no need to shout. When I was lying in bed in that rundown shack, the crack of the lightning bolt made me realize that the bridge was burning. I just watched it for a while from there, thinking how nicely it was burning. And after about 5 minutes, I saw it. The defendant flying. That's right. That's when I decided to go to the bridge. I see, that all makes sense. Aside from the sketch itself... Yes, this sketch doesn't make any sense. I just need to convince the artist that his work is ludicrous. Alright, I'm going to present the hood here. I'm going to make sure that this is correct first. Yep, it is correct. Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care. In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1 that it's the truth. Oh, a whole $1, huh? If that is truly the case, then there's one thing that we can say for certain. What might that be? That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant, Iris. Well, what? Oh wait, that's not the judge. That's Butts. Well, what? What do you mean? I don't understand. Wah! A foolhardy folly of a foolish statement by an equally foolishly foolhardy fool. How exactly could you make this claim? Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct? Of course she was. That rundown shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. I don't think it's your hood. Why? It seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one at the defense's bench. Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. It's the second time that's come up. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight? What are you talking about? I'm more inclined to believe that there was somebody else there wearing the hood, considering this is the second time this has come up. I think you understand what I mean just fine. Why? Why did Nick have Iris's hood? What? Edgy, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why, you Nick! You dog! I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited and discarded, straight into the garbage. Ha! Ha 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 ha! What is it now, Witness? It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy, today is the day I get to completely stupefy you. What? What is the meaning of your outburst, Witness? I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence. Definitive evidence? Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge, and I, Laurice Donim, shall prove it! Really now? I'm skeptical. I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch, and show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality. Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy, because I'm going to feed you a whopping serving of pain. You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time. Trust me. Proof that Iris flew. When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led to me finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night. I think we know of at least one other person. A crystal sphere? This one. Pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers. That sphere. Where did you find it? Let me see. Around here somewhere. Looks about right. And it was half buried in the snow. It had pretty much stopped snowing by then. But there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge. The court accepts this crystal sphere. That's mine, okay? I want it back afterwards. There's something on it. Is that blood? Oh my, it's blood! What? Blood? Crystal sphere added to the court record. Found half covered in snow near Dusky Bridge the night of the crime. Has blood on it. You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore. Shouldn't it be Master Laurice? Didn't you want to be called Laurice? Thank you, Edgy. Alright. I think I know what the contradiction is here. And, it is this. Because we have a crystal sphere in that picture. But I'm going to check just to make sure. And yes, it is. And actually, we could present a lot of things here. Apparently, we could have also presented this. But I'm going to present the photo of Elise. Larry. That night, there was someone who lost a crystal sphere. There was? Who? Who was the stupid idiot? Miss Elise Donim, the mentor to a stupid idiot. The victim? I have a photo of her here. Oh, wait, that's not Fun Karma, that's Edgeworth. I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar-looking crystal sphere. Hey! That's my photograph. Give it back. Ouch! A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I don't know about that. I have one just like it on my brooch. That's like a blue sphere. They look nothing alike! In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff found at the scene of the crime. Ah, the crystal sphere? It's gone! Whoa, 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 whoa. What? 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 Just what does this mean? If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris. After all, she was not wearing her hood. More importantly, the crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either. That means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, Miss Elise Donim? Oh, sorry about that noise, my dryer's going off. A fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected. You can't do that! I saw it with my own two eyes! And this crystal sphere. This is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe that? Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Donim was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all. You say that as there's literal blood on it, Franziska. Come on! Miss Franziska von Karma. The only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns. You should have said fools, Edgeworth. Why are you pointing at me? The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe that this has nothing to do with the case? That crystal sphere, it was probably thrown away on the bridge after the murder. After the murder? There is blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent, which is the exact same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch. Are you calling Larry the killer? What? You mean I'm the killer? No way! All joking aside, just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case. It has to be related somehow. She makes a valid point. No, she doesn't. There's no evidence that Elise Donim left Hasakura Temple that night. Okay, that point is valid. We need to find something there. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely. Indeed. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere. If it is not related to the case, then this witness that you called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time. Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth. Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Ooh. I'm curious if we have something here. You know, that has a purple thing on it. Although I think that would be smaller, right? Like, that's not... I'm just gonna see here if that's... Is her staff in this picture? I don't think it is. I'm just looking to make sure I'm not missing any weird details under the feet of the statue there. Alright, I'm just gonna save the game just in case. There's no health writing on this. So let's just see what happens when we do this. No matter how I look at it, it's not possible. It is certainly strange that the crystal sphere was found near the bridge, but perhaps it is just a curveball from the killer. Well, Miles Edgeworth seems to have nothing further to say. Then I am left with no choice. The court sees no reason. What is this? Hey, Edgy, you're a defense attorney, aren't you? If it was Nick standing where you are right now... If it was Nick, do you think he'd give up? No, he'd find the truth no matter what it took, no matter how crazy it seemed. Right. At this moment, I'm standing where you should be, which means there's only one thing to do. Think like you. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case. Okay, so we have to do it. You will do what? That look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered. That should come as no surprise, because right now I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered. I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. Interesting that, they say dropped. I'm wondering if the fall from 10 feet thing is somehow important here. Huh. I'm just going to look through the profiles here, too. We don't know how old Elise is, apparently. Okay. So nothing there. I don't understand. I mean, the only thing I can think of here is... This says it was carried by Elise when she was alive. I don't think that's really conclusive, though. Is this important somehow? Nothing there? Okay. I still can't keep getting stuck on this hood having a purple thing, but I think that's just a coincidence. And this does not show Elise. I still keep coming back to this. Is that... I keep thinking that that's the staff there, but I think that's like a... That's just the base of the statue. I don't know what to do here. Unless we're trying to do the sketch and claim that that's Elise and she doesn't have her staff That wouldn't really make sense, though. I haven't made all the leaps in logic necessary for that. I'm just gonna have to look up the answer to this. Apparently this and this are both valid options, so I'm gonna present this. This crystal sphere, it was half buried in the snow, correct? Oh, the snow! Right. That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. The snow would have totally covered it. That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. What? When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was ever so slightly. Snowing? On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body. There we go. Okay. I realized it as soon as he mentioned snow. Ah! Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder. But... What? Order! 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 On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the staff's crystal sphere to come loose. What? What could that have been? This sphere, there is some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge. The murder didn't take place in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness. Just who was the fool, and which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma? Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. That's not exactly true, now is it? She saw a knife or a sword-like object being thrust into her, but that's not the moment she was killed, necessarily. To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. That's the same thing. No, it isn't. You said it yourself. Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed. If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed. Thus, there was no bleeding. You are forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. At least Onim's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. But there could have been a snowmobile, right? You mean to suggest someone carried the body all that way? I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. I just need to prove that my version of the events is also perfectly plausible. Now, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple. Okay, I have a feeling it's this tracks thing here. Let me check. Yep, it is. On that snowy night, there is one way that a body could have been moved. The snowmobile. Ah. As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon. But it could also have been used to carry a body. Order, yeah! This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You've dug yourself into your own grave. What do you mean? The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin? Heh. You're too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation. What? Where was the victim Elise Donim really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean? Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it. I think there's some truth in there. This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point. Edgy, thank you. That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances. Grr. Grr. Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Franziska von Karma. You make a wonderful partner. Excuse me? There is one reason, and one reason alone, for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it on to Wright. Really? That's what this was all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have had Franzi whipping me off. Ouch! Miles Edgeworth, I don't care about what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel. A shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by. What a shame, Francie! This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. You are an affront to all the legal system stands for. Ow, 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 ouch. I demand satisfaction. And he's dead. Or passed out. I cannot believe that the witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the questions it raises. Have his words here today been the truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. I am counting on thorough investigations by both the defense and the prosecution. And with this, the rest is up to you, right? Court is now adjourned. To be continued. Alright. We made it past day 1 of trial. That is good news. Save your progress? Yes. Well, next time we are going to continue with the investigation, and hopefully we can get back to Phoenix here at some point. But until then, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.